A shocking Rangers update as premium NHL insider Elliotte Friedman has revealed an insane move is imminent for the New York Rangers as Chris Drury looks to execute his master plan. Welcome back to Rangers Digest. I am your host, Bret Botfeld, and it's great to be here with you guys on this beautiful Friday morning, the 13th of June. Happy Friday. And before we kick things off, a quick reminder that about 74% of you that currently watch these videos are unsubscribed, so please hit that free subscribe button down below. And guys, let's waste no more time. Let's jump right into it because the Rangers rumors have been running rampant this entire week, and today is no different. Guys, let's get right into it. So Larry Brooks, a Rangers insider for the New York Post, has been talking all week about these rumors. He says the Rangers forward Alexis Lafreniere has come up in several trade conversations this past week. That was in his New York Post article. And he goes on to say that Chris Drury believes the chemistry in the Rangers locker room was not conducive to a constructive work environment. And before saying this, Brooks had this to say: Chris Drury is determined to make substantial personnel changes, even if lateral ones. And guys, yesterday we saw a substantial personnel change indeed as the New York Rangers traded away the longest tenured Ranger, Chris Kreider, to the Anaheim Ducks. And guys, massive changes are happening. And like Elliotte Friedman reported, more massive moves are coming. So let's get right into that. The New York Rangers went from a team with $8.4 million of cap space available to them to now nearly $15 million to spend, guys. And this is huge because, like I said, the Rangers are looking to change the outlook of this team. They're looking to change aging stars into younger stars on the rise that are going to continue to develop into their prime and can help lead the Rangers not only right now but moving forward. Because make no mistake about it, guys, Chris Drury is not looking to rebuild. He's looking to retool. He wants to bring in younger players that are established that can help this team win right now because they still have pieces to win. They have a head coach who's ready to win. They have an all-world goaltender that's ready to win. So this is by no means a rebuild. This is a retool and a restructure of this foundation. And look, I know it was a hard day for Rangers fans yesterday, but like I've been alluding to the past few videos, this is a very forward-thinking move from Chris Drury. So guys, what could the Rangers do now with this nearly $15 million that they didn't have before making this Chris Kreider trade? So let's move along here as Greg, an NHL senior writer for ESPN, goes on to say this yesterday. While I've downplayed NHL offer sheet hysteria in the past, I think the flexibility to potentially sign a restricted free agent is part of the Rangers' thinking on the Kreider trade. And Greg absolutely hit this on the head because Elliotte Friedman goes on to say this on Sportsnet. He all but confirmed what Greg said. He said the Rangers seem like a team that is preparing to send an offer sheet. Rangers are very interested in restricted free agent J.J. Purka. And guys, we've talked about Jason Robertson. We've talked about Marco Rossi. We've talked about J.J. Purka. But guys, this makes so much sense. Now that the Rangers have about $15 million to play with here, let's not forget that this past season at the trade deadline, the Rangers were extremely interested in adding J.J. Purka to their team. The only problem was Buffalo had no appetite to deal him, and you could understand why. This guy is 23 years old. He is an absolute stud, and like I said, Buffalo had no desire to trade him, but JJ wants out of Buffalo. He's made that extremely clear. His agent has made that very clear to Buffalo management that he wants no part of a long-term deal in Buffalo. So guys, how are the Rangers going to be able to pull this off? Buffalo doesn't want to trade him, but like I just said, JJ wants out, and the Rangers have showed strong interest already. So the Rangers have a couple pieces they can move in a trade. Like I alluded to earlier, major changes are on the horizon for the New York Rangers. We've already seen Chris Kreider moved. We expect Keandre Miller to be moved here shortly after that. So who could the Rangers move in a deal to acquire a guy like JJ Purka? They could dangle an Alexis Lafreniere, but it's been reported that Chris Drury wants to make trades, but he wants to make them in the Western Conference. That's where we've seen the Marco Rossi, the Jason Robertson rumors. He has a history of not making trades in the Eastern Conference. He makes a lot less significant trades in the Eastern Conference. He makes his bigger trades in the West. So would he really be willing to move Alexis Lafreniere to an Eastern Conference team? I mean, I think he would really have to consider it because, guys, JJ would be a massive upgrade over Alexis Lafreniere. I'm sorry to break it to you. I know a lot of Rangers fans out there love Alexis Lafreniere and are hoping that Laffy could turn into the player we all expected him to be, but I'm just going to be blunt that Purka is a better player, and it's extremely fascinating because they both went in the same draft in 2020. Alexis Lafreniere was the can't-miss #1 overall prospect, guys. Rangers fans expected him to be like Sidney Crosby, and it simply hasn't worked out like that. So, amateur hour by Rangers fans there. But JJ was drafted in the second round of the same draft, and it's crazy because the trajectory that he is on is absolutely fascinating. And guys, the Rangers really want him. They really want to acquire JJ Purka. But like I said, Buffalo doesn't want to deal him. So the Rangers now have the opportunity here to offer him an offer sheet because now the Rangers basically doubled their cap space. And Purka's looking for a deal in the $7 to $8 million range. So the Rangers could definitely afford that. And if they do that, they wouldn't have to part with a player like Alexis Lafreniere. They wouldn't have to part with any prospects. If they sign him to an offer sheet, they'd merely have to part with cash, which they're able to do now, and draft picks. And that's more appetizing, I bet, for Chris Drury than giving up a guy like Alexis Lafreniere and trading him to an Eastern Conference team. Although I would have no problem trading him in the East to the Buffalo Sabres because, like I said, you're trading him for an upgrade. It's not like you're trading him for nothing. You are getting a better player here in JJ Purka, guys. Now let's take a look. Let's take a look. What would this team look like? What would they look like if they added a guy like Purka? So we look at this first line here, guys. Left wing, obviously, Artemi Panarin is penciled in there. The first line center right now is Vincent Trocheck, but guys, I would put JT Miller on that first line. Slide Vincent Trocheck down to the second line. And right now, we have Alexis Lafreniere penciled in at right wing. But guys, if we bring in JJ Purka, I mean, a natural right winger. Imagine that first line with the Breadman, JT, and JJ. I mean, that is a first line that is going to completely wreak havoc on the opponent, guys. JJ Purka is insane. This guy has shown massive, massive improvement over the last 3 seasons. And like I said, I've been hard on K'Andre Miller. And the reason I have is because these last 3 years, he has been declining. The Rangers are in the business of getting ascending players. Like I said, they're starting to part with their aging stars. They want to bring in younger guys that are on the rise. Guys that are ascending, not descending. And JJ is certainly on the rise. If you look at his last 3 seasons, he's made monumental, monstrous improvements each and every season. And this guy looks like he's going to be an absolute star in the NHL. And I can't, just thinking about him with the Breadman and JT on that first line, and then you could slide Lafreniere down to that second line. You could put him back in his natural position on the left wing. You could move Cooley around. But that first line would be absolutely deadly. When I look at JJ Purka, guys, what I see is Patrick Kane. Now, I know you guys are going to go wild in the comment section because by no means am I calling him Patrick Kane or saying he's going to have a Patrick Kane-esque career. I mean, Patrick Kane is a damn Hall of Famer. I mean, the guy is a Stanley Cup champion. He's an absolute stud. But in terms of a player comp, I compare him to Patrick Kane because this guy has elite speed. He has game-breaking ability. He wreaks havoc on the opponent. He forces turnovers. I mean, he is extremely elusive. The Rangers need a guy like this with elite speed. Chris Drury has said he wants to add more speed to this roster, get younger, more skilled. And JJ Purka not only helps you win right now, guys, but he helps you win in the future as well. Like I mentioned earlier, just 23 years of age. Now, the Rangers seriously have to consider adding this guy because this is a perfect, seamless fit for the New York Rangers. And moving forward, it's going to pay great dividends. So, guys, leave your comments down below. I want to hear what you guys think about JJ Purka. Do you want JJ Purka? Do you want Jason Robertson? Do you want Marco Rossi? Is there somebody else that we haven't spoken about yet that might be a better fit on this Rangers team? Leave your comments down below. I want to get engaged with you guys down there. But that's going to do it for today here on Rangers Digest. We'll catch you guys next time. I hope you have a great weekend. Till next time, let's go Rangers.